So the crime rate in Chicago continues to fall, everybody. It's a trend that's been increasing since last year.
Chicago police, they released crime numbers from last month. Burglaries, robberies, and motor vehicle thefts are at a 20-year low citywide. Shootings are down 17%. Murders are down 30%. And we've got 297 new officers that just graduated in March. Nearly 2,000 guns have been seized so far in 2019.
Yeah, so joining us right now to chat more about all of this is Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Not a problem.
And this is good news. So why is crime down?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's three fundamental reasons why. You know, the mayor and I committed in 2016 to grow the department by 1,000 officers, and we've actually went over that number. So I think more visibility helps. The second bucket, I think, is the technology that we've invested in. So that makes us more proactive than reactive. And then I think the third bucket, and maybe most importantly, is that the relationships we've renewed in the communities that we serve. I think when the police and Chicago citizens come together, this is what we see, a reduction in crime.
And the application process to join the CPD, that begins today?
Today for the next entry exam, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about this mayoral race that's coming to an end right now. I want to ask you about one of the candidates that's in this runoff, Toni Preckwinkle. And early in her campaign, she was very open about the fact that she wanted to remove you from office because everything surrounding the Laquan McDonald case, she believed there was a code of silence within the walls of the CPD. She since walked that back a little bit, but under the circumstance that you acknowledge that there's a code of silence within the walls of the CPD. With your chance to respond to that now, how would you react?
Well, what I say is this, you know, as far as a code of silence, you know, different people view that differently. So what I would say is I won't indict the entire department, but we're not unlike any other large organization. Do we have individuals that might look the other way? Yeah, I think we do. You know, but the point is when we have those individuals, it's our job to identify them and then hold them accountable. But in terms of the crime fight and what happens with me, certainly anybody that becomes the next mayor has the right to do whatever they deem necessary, but it's not so much about Eddie Johnson, it's about the momentum that we've had in reducing crime. You know, since 2017, we've cut gun violence in this city 50%. Wow. You know, so we want to continue that momentum. You know, we just embarked on the consent decree, as you all know, and I think it's important for the leadership to be stable so that you continue to make that foundation, because it takes years to change a police mentality or change a culture.
Do you feel like that consent decree has been a good thing, though?
Well, I think in the long run it will be. You know, it's going to be a little bit painful in some aspects, but I think fundamentally it'll be a good thing because it ensures that the department will get the resources it needs to continue the scenario-based training and to make the police department more as professional as we can get it.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about Jussie Smollett and all of that going on right now. I know you came out and said that you don't feel like justice was served, and a lot of people would agree with you about that. Is there anything that Jussie could do at this point to make it okay?
Well, I think an apology would be nice, but you know, as I said before, you know, we presented the facts as we know them to be in the evidence. The state's attorney approved those charges, and then independently of the police department sought an additional 16 counts with the grand jury. So I stand by the investigation. If there's facts out there that we don't know about, then bring them forward. But at the end of the day, our job is to present the case. Their job is to prosecute it. At the end of the day, it's a low-level Class 4 felony. My job as police superintendent is to get this city prepared for the summer months. So I'm turning the page on it, I'm moving forward, and I'm getting us ready for the summer months.
I hear you, Superintendent Johnson. I do want to give you the chance to just respond, though. There seems to be some frustration among Chicagoans that CPD, their response to the Smollett case being dropped was different than compared to the Van Dyke trial or even everyday crime, seeing as how this was such a big profile case. And that criticism to you as well as the department, what would be your response to that?
So listen, anytime we have victims of crime in this city and we don't get the outcomes that we think we get or should get, we're upset about it. You know, but we're police officers. I've been a cop now for over 30 years, so I know that you don't always get the outcomes that you may want. But I think the difference in this particular case is that it was such a media case that people gravitated towards it and the media covered it so extensively. This isn't any different than we treat any other case and the outrage that I have personally. You know, we have so many.
Superintendent Johnson, Van Dyke was a very publicized case as well.
But the difference with the Van Dyke case for me and the department is that we're under a gag order. We can't respond to those things. Okay?
Well, Superintendent Eddie Johnson, I would like to say we appreciate you showing up here, your transparency, and the job you're doing. I know it comes with a lot of criticism, but we appreciate what you do for our city, and we appreciate your time today. I'm guessing you probably got to get back to work. So thank you very much for the
you,
time. We would love to have more time with you, but it is a very busy man. We appreciate the time we've been given.